Are you trying really hard to teach your kids to follow Jesus, and it seems like at every turn you are met with hostility and or hesitation? You don't want to force it upon them, but it looks like they aren't getting it and it feels scary. You're reading your Bible, you're praying, you're taking them to church, even trying to spark some family discussion after Sunday sermons. You don't want to shove it down their throats, but you are starting to think they aren't going to get it on their own. On this episode, we are going to tell you a story from my own experience at church this weekend, and Katie's going to give some juicy examples of how to embody Christ at home in a way your kids actually want him. You are listening to Real Talk by Brave Moms Academy, where we get raw about family topics that most Christian circles are not discussing. We are flipping the tables on the religious beliefs that are keeping you stuck. If that's interesting to you, subscribe to this channel. We will be making more videos just like this one. All right, so I'm going to start out by sharing what was going through my head in church yesterday. Our pastor gave a lovely sermon on parenting. We had child dedication, and he made some really great points about how to model a Christ-centered life for our kids. He was encouraging us to live our lives surrendered to Jesus, that our kids are going to grow up to be the adults that we've shown them how to be. And as I was listening, I could hear how I would have taken it in the past. The takeaways from the sermon, how I would have seen it a few years ago before I discovered the real Jesus, an intimate relationship with Jesus. And what that looked like was me trying really, really hard to do all the right things to make sure that my kids would grow up knowing him and doing all the right things. Just trying to do what a good Christian does. And as I was listening yesterday, like I said, I could hear that part of it with my old lens, but then now with my new lens, I could hear that the point of it all, and my pastor said this, he said, the point of it all is not to raise obedient kids, not to raise kids that are faithful to religion, or doing all the right things. It's to raise kids that are authentic Jesus followers. And now that I have the intimate relationship with the Lord that I have, listening to Holy Spirit, spending time with him, obeying his voice, every morning getting filled up with Christ's love for me, and then going about my day and being with my kids and serving my family from the overflow of that. Now I see that as truly it has to be the heart of it, or all of those things that you're doing aren't going to produce any fruit. It's just striving, and it's in vain if you don't have that relationship with the Lord. So I thought it was so cool to be able to hear that and see how I saw it before, and now, in light of my relationship with the Lord, how I see it now. And I'm so thankful for the faith journey that I've been on with the Lord. And I actually wrote, I didn't tell you this part, Katie. I wrote in my Bible that the Lord has used Brave Moms Academy as like the marker in my life where I got to know him deeper, like forever, for the rest of my life on earth. BMA will be the marker where I can look who I was before and who I am now after. It's made such a big impact. So I thought that was really cool too. But I want to hear some of your examples, like I said, of how you've seen this play out in your own life and with your kids as well.
That was so cool to hear you say that just now. First of all, it's so crazy because I always heard like your faith is the answer. So, like you, I'd be like, I'm going to go read my Bible more. I'm going to go pray more. I'm a worshiper. So, I would sit at my piano and sing new songs. And I was in ministry and we went on the mission field. And it's so crazy because knowing what I know now, yes, my faith was the answer, but there was a bridge out. And that bridge was like the emotional bridge. So I was like stuffing my feelings. I couldn't handle my feelings because they were going to overwhelm me. So I would just not do those and then like go after all the spiritual stuff, but it wasn't producing fruit because my soul hadn't changed. So it was like, I picture like water off a duck's back. Like it's raining on me, but it's not going in. And I remember thinking that. Did you ever think that? Like, God, I know you're right here. I know your love is all around me, but it's not coming out of my pores. I'm not feeling it on the inside. Yeah, she's nodding. Yes. Oh, so that
Yeah.
was incredibly frustrating. And I really think it kind of made me insane. I think it's really actually pretty serious tragedy that many of us are walking around in Christian circles and Christian communities without that bridge, without the emotional health bridge locked in. You go.
I definitely felt shame from that, what you're talking about. I thought, okay, I see it. I know it's real, but like you said, it's not coming in. There must be something wrong with me. What am I doing wrong? I must need to do more Bible time. I must need to do more prayer time. And that's not the fix. So tell us what the fix is.
Yeah. I love this conversation. This is a key conversation for us to have. Mamas, wives, women, anyone, if you're listening right now, men, husbands, grandpas, babysitters, teachers. This is it right here. Okay. This is what we're talking about today. If you can do this, this is it. Okay. So here's what happens. We're talking from the perspective of a mom in this Sunday sermon. You were hearing like a parent. What happens is an event happens. I'm going to say it's a thing that happens. A small child does the crazy thing, like starts throwing themselves all around the floor at the grocery store, or slams the door, or screams, I hate you, mommy, or stays up all night, or anything. And what happens is we have a feeling inside of us. Number two, we have a feeling. We have a lot of feelings. And instead of going forward into feeling those feelings and experiencing Christ there, we like to U-turn. This is a coping skill. This is the part to listen to, folks. This is a coping skill. Because when you were little, feelings were not tolerated well and they weren't appropriately handled. If you're listening to this today and this bridge is out, this is probably what's going on with you. It's either scary to have big feelings, or you don't know how to interpret them, or it's shameful to have big feelings, or you think you should be more grateful. So there's a problem going on with your feelings. So we develop a coping skill. Some of us laugh through our feelings. Some of us try to control people through our feelings instead of feeling our feelings. Some of us just try to make people happy, which I'm going to tell you is that's a controlling behavior. So I like to say we make a U-turn. An event happens, we experience a feeling, and we make a U-turn right back out to the situation. Instead of what we could do is go deep, go get love. Go feel what you're feeling. And agree with God's love for you. And his love for you sounds like, it's okay. I saw that. You're right. It feels this way. His love is so validating. He's so compassionate. He's also truthful, but he's never, ever, ever condemning. And there's never not room for you. He has eternity to listen to how you feel. So you go get love. That means you're like, whoa, I'm feeling something. Your chest might tighten, your stomach might start to knot up, your heart rate might go up, your face might get hot, you might have tension in your arms. You're going to catch that and be like, oh, this is not about little bubs here. This is not about they need to eat differently at the table. This is not about my husband doesn't need to complain about work anymore. Please stop that and just be positive. It's not about that. It's that I'm having a feeling. So you go feel your feelings and you go get love. That's step 3. Step number 4 is like you go give from overflow because you've seen what's true now. Your feelings were leading you astray. And in my earlier Christian faith, I took that to mean ignore them. I thought that meant I needed to ignore them. What that meant is I needed to let them happen so I could discover what was true. I heard Havilah Cunnington say this one time. I love her. She said, feelings are like kids. You don't want to let them drive the car, but it's also not okay to put them in the trunk. You gotta be with them in your life and let them be with you and get curious. I'm feeling so livid, angry right now. Why? Because he's doing that again. Oh, okay. Tell me more. See, I'm like talking to me. I'm echoing the love of God for me to get all the way through my feelings. I'm mad that he's doing that again because I think it's making us financially in danger. And if he would just, oh, interesting, Holy Spirit says, if he would just, am I not your provider? Lord, you are my provider. So do you believe that he has something for you that I don't have? Oh, I guess I was. Is he not on a journey with me? Oh, yeah, he is. You cannot hear the truth until you've cleared it out. Deal with your feelings. You might need to go for a run. You might need to beat a pillow. You might need to journal for a while. You might need to phone a friend. I am a verbal processor. I don't do my feelings by myself. Alyssa knows. I'm all my 8 channels going on when I'm feeling a feeling so I can get through that stuff and see what's true. God's ideas never run out. He always has a solution. And his solution for you has to do with self-control and what can you contribute to the situation to make good things happen, not what can somebody else do by the sound of your voice or the threat of your anger, my friends. Yes, when you do this, what you bring to your little people or your big people is that same feeling of safety that you went and found. You will naturally bring it. You'll have an experience with love that changes you. So next time it happens, an event, let's call it an event, somebody accuses you of not caring at all, or they throw a fit because they didn't get any candy, you're going to be able to be this for them. You're going to be the get love for them. You're like, oh, boo boo, tell me more. What's up? Tell me. Because you know it's not going to hurt you and it's not going to hurt them to work all the way through. Yeah. So there is going to be a PDF below this video. I think it's going to be called the Mirror Master Key. And it's a little journaling exercise that's going to help you do this process. And it's going to bring the character of Christ and the presence of love into your relationships. What? Here's the thing. Your kids don't want to know about a Jesus who doesn't have any room for how they feel. They don't. And your kids who have too much room for how they feel, like the world turns on how they feel, they get all your attention and they get it immediately because you need to make them feel better. They don't want your Jesus either, because that is not true. That's not what love is like. So you're learning to be both because God is both, full of compassion and honesty. He doesn't mince the reality, but he also has all the time in the world to unpack it and let you get there. That's how he treats you. That's how you're going to treat your kids, because you're going to let God treat you that way. Yeah. But you're going to have to carve out time. So use the worksheet, carve out the time. Your kids are going to want Jesus because they see him in you. They're in a living experience with what he's like, because you are in a living experience of what he's like. Oh, Alyssa, this is so exciting to me. I don't know. I could get on this soapbox and stay for a few hours on this. If you can do this, there will be room in your heart for your kids to explore. There will be room in your heart for your kids to ask the hard questions. My kids tell me when we have a disrespect or a disconnection issue going on, we get to talking about it. And I find out the root of every disconnection in our relationship is that they are wondering if they can trust God. And we are talking about how they're going to build that trust with him, because they want to know that from me, because they're watching me do it. Not because they see me staring at my Bible, although they sometimes see that. Not because they watch me at church. We actually do church all week. So Sundays we kick it. It's not the religious activities that make them ask that. It is the peace and the curiosity and the safety that I get to bring to them when something hard is going on, especially when it's pointed at me. This is how your kids are going to know who Christ is. Okay. Send this to a friend who needs this video. Get the worksheet. And then what would be super cool is if you and your buddy who you send this to, you could be like, let's try this together and start having a conversation and get some community going, because I'm just sure that part of what's going on, if you're feeling condemned and doubting yourself, is that you just don't have enough women in your life who really see what's going on, loving on you. That is like a huge part of this solution. So grab it. Mirror Master Key. I'm gonna have that done by today. If you're watching this video on a day that's not today, it's already there. So don't even blink about it. Just go get it right now. And then tell us in the comments how it went. We would absolutely love to hear that. And we want to hear from you. Ask any questions. Tell us how your journey's going. We're going to keep bringing these videos because, my goodness, Are we all ready to live in a world where the Christian church and emotional wholeness get married and become one beautiful expression of God in this country? I'm so ready. Okay. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. PST. We're going to keep doing this Monday to Friday until July 10, 2026. As we're doing this, we're getting better at making content that's really quick and easy for you to listen to get solutions and some worksheets you can work on. So thank you for going on the journey with us while we build this channel. We're so happy that you're here. Subscribe and stick around because there's more things coming for you. We love you. You're so brave. Awkward delay. And then the button goes away.